Hello, hello, hello. Hi, all my Farm Girl Fit friends, and welcome to another live stream edition of FGF at Home of The Grind. It is Friday, high noon, at least here in the Pacific time zone. So we are going to get this party started. We have a really great workout for you, which you can see on the side of your screen. I'll do my best Vanna White here. Whoa. This is kind of funky. But anyway, there it is. We're doing all body weight stuff today, so no equipment needed, although you'll notice that I do have a pair of yoga blocks. We have some mountain climbers today, so I've got some tight hips that I'm kind of working through. So a little bit of elevation for the hands really helps me out. So if you want a little bit of elevation, yoga blocks work great. If you need a little more elevation, maybe working to a chair or like the edge of your sofa or a bench or a couch, something like that to just kind of bring those up. And you could maybe even use that same surface for, you'll notice number 5 on our Tabatas is push-ups. Okay, so maybe you want an elevated surface for those as well. So same surface might work great, but otherwise nothing else needed. No weights for today. We're just gonna keep it body weight. So this is gonna be a good one for a recording to kind of favorite, keep with you all summer long as you're traveling out to the lake or wherever, camping on vacation, where you don't wanna pack a bunch of equipment but still get a little bit of a sweat in. This will be good. So without further ado, hopefully you have all of those. Gosh, I have to figure out which side this is on. Have all of those written down. I will be giving you the reminder. I'm going to coach you through them as we go. Tabata, remember, is 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest for 8 rounds. So it ends up being a total of 4 minutes. We're going to complete a full Tabata cycle at each one of those exercises or stations, and we'll take about a 1-minute rest in between. That'll be enough time for you to grab a sip of water, catch your breath a little bit, and for me to kind of go over and preview the exercise that's coming up next, okay? So let's get started with our warm-up. We're gonna start with that Tabata function as well. Let me switch this up so I'm nice and big. There we go. So we're gonna use that same Tabata function of 20 and 10, but we're gonna keep it active the whole time through our warm-up, and we're not gonna do a full Tabata cycle. We'll just do each exercise once or maybe twice, just to kind of get moving a little bit, and yeah, it'll be some fun. So start your watches, start that workout so that we get credit for this. Not an outdoor walk, I started the wrong one. The robots will be so mad. Gotta pick the right one. Cross training is what I'm doing. There's also high intensity interval training that would work great. So let's start right in place. I've got the timer here. For 20 seconds, we're gonna do our step out, our low impact jumping jacks. So just stepping side to side, taking those arms up and down. If you feel like you wanna get right into some regular jumping jacks, then feel free. I'm gonna keep it with this low impact version right here. Good, just going back and forth, up and down. And then let's come into a quad stretch on one side. So pointing that knee down, trying to pull that heel as close to your booty as you can. And let's come back to our jumping jacks. I am gonna take it to regular jumping jacks this time, going up and down. Get those arms moving, trying to be nice and light on the balls of your feet. Yes, good, there we go. Let's go for about another 5 seconds, and then we're gonna do a quad stretch on the other leg. There it is, reach down, grab that foot, knee down, pull the heel in, try to keep your hips tucked underneath you, so keeping those ribs connected. Good, and then now let's start toe tapping it out, just kind of bouncing back and forth. Again, nice and light on the balls of the feet, maybe shaking the arms out kind of at your sides. And let's start moving a little bit laterally, so we're gonna go a little bit side to side, just kind of working down the length of your mat or so. Back and forth. And for our 10 seconds, we're gonna come into a forward fold. So just be gentle with your knees here. Soft bend, let your head be heavy, let your arms be heavy, maybe sway a little side to side. Good, and then roll it on up. Stick with those lateral toe taps or make them a little bit bigger, doing a lateral bound side to side. Good, trying to land on one foot, get a kind of a big hop all the way over to the other side. Nice work. And we're gonna land in that nice wide-legged position and come into a forward fold there. Again, letting your head be heavy, let your arms be heavy. Maybe grabbing onto the calves or the ankles, kind of pull yourself down into it a little bit more. Good, and then let's bring it on up, bring those feet right underneath your hips. We're gonna do a kickstand deadlift. So balancing on the toe, soft with the front knee, reach down towards that toe, stand it up nice and strong, reach down, bring it up. Good, we're pushing the hips back to the wall behind us. Let's do one more. And then we're gonna shift our weight onto the back foot, pull the front toe up, come into that heel straight stretch, getting into the calves, the hamstrings. Good, and now let's switch it over to the other side. Start with that kickstand deadlift. Soft bend in that front knee, you're up on the toe of the back foot. Good, just same thing, opposite side, getting those hamstrings warmed up, reaching down towards your toes. Maybe it's more like your knee or your shin. And then let's shift that weight back into the back leg, pull the front toe up. Enjoy that little calf stretch, maybe hamstring stretch. Good, and then let's bring our feet into our squat stance, so just outside of our hips, right? Slide turn out with the toes. Sitting the hips down, standing up, nice and tall. Being a little more gentle with your range of motion right now. We're gonna do this 2 rounds, 2 sets of squats. So first set, just kind of getting the hips, knees, ankles moving. Good, now if you're able, I want you to try to find that bottom position of the squat. Hang out there, maybe elbows inside the knees, rock a little side to side. All right, and then let's take it into our squats again. This time maybe a little bit faster or finding a little bit greater range of motion. Loving it. Yes, good. Keep it going. Great job. All right, let's come down into the bottom of our squat and then start walking forward. We're going to find ourselves in a hand plank position. Ideally up on your toes, but you could drop to your knees if you need to. And we're gonna do some shoulder taps. So shifting that weight over, release one hand to tap your shoulder, just going back and forth. So our hips are shifting side to side, but remember they're not rotating open. We're trying to keep them parallel to the floor. And now we're on a 10-second static hold, locking that plank. Shoulders rolled back. If you're on your toes, pressing back through the heels. If you're on your knees, tops of the feet to the floor. Breathe. Good. This time, instead of the shoulder taps, we're going to shift our hips up to down dog and reach for that opposite toe. Then come back through to center plank, over to the other side. Reach for the toe. Good. Keep that going back and forth, alternating. Going side to side. Good. We're back to that plank hold. See if you can lock it in here for a few seconds. Nice, and then lower all the way down to the floor. We have some push-ups. Let's start with our knees. So flash those hands, set them down right underneath the shoulders. Remember, your elbows should be back at about a 45-degree angle. So they're not super close to the body, but they're not up in a T position either. Good, go ahead and relax all the way down on the floor. Let's squeeze up into a Superman. Get some activation on the back side. We're squeezing the glutes, the lower back muscles. And back to your push-ups. Stick with your knees if you need to here. Try to lock that belly button down. Squeeze the booty. Quads are active. Booty's active. Trying to take as much body weight as we can into that lower body. Good, and then back up, down for our Superman. Lift up, squeeze. Good, and then let's press all the way up. We're gonna transition into a runner's lunge, a nice long lunge. So step 1 foot forward, back knee can be on the floor, or you can tuck the toes under and extend that back leg. Maybe get a little bit of rocking here, forward and back. Good, enjoying this runner's lunge on this side. Good, and we're just gonna take our 10 seconds here to kind of transition over to the other side. So take your time, bring that foot back behind you, step the other foot forward, set yourself up, and then find that nice long lunge, whether the knee is up or you have it down on the floor. Either way, trying to find a little bit of length through the front side of that hip, so you're squeezing your booty. Good, and just shifting a little bit forward and back. All right, we got just a couple more exercises to do. We're gonna take the next 10 seconds to kind of transition over onto your back. We're coming into a bridge position. So feet hip distance, close enough to your booty that you can brush the backs of your heels. And then let's find some bridges. Tuck those hips under, lift off your pull-up, squeeze the booty at the top, quick tap back to the floor. Scoop and squeeze, quick tap back down. Good. On the 10 seconds, let's keep it up. Hold it up. See if you can release one foot. Balance there. Good. And then bring that foot back down, back to our bridges. Tap it to the floor, up and squeeze, to the floor, up and squeeze. We have some single leg bridges today. We're going to try to keep those, stay on one side for a full 20 seconds when we get into our Tabata workout. Up and squeeze. All right, here's that 10-second hold, lift off. See if you can release the opposite leg now. Woo, I'm a little wobbly there. Good, hold. And that's our time. Go ahead and tuck the knees into your chest and just kind of rock a little bit gently here, side to side. Good, maybe take the knees and do some nice big circles. Go in one direction and then back the other way. Nice. And then come up to a seated position. You can find a seated figure 4 here, cross one ankle over knee, and just kind of gently rock side to side. Get into the outside edge of that hip. While I'm going to take a peek at the chat since we're here on this live stream, see if I've got anything in there that I need to tend to. Not sure that that's working over there, but I don't see anything. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our first Tabata. So the first one of 6 that we're going to do for today is going to be 5-point hops. So we're just going to get moving. I'm going to show you, this is a little bit of impact. So as long as you can manage a little bit of impact, this will be great. So on the mat here, I want you to try to make these as big as you can. If you could imagine the 5 side of a dice, 2 dots at the top, 1 in the middle, 2 dots at the bottom. Your feet are going to hop onto those dots. So we're doing kind of like a jack, feet apart, together, apart, together, apart, right? And we want to make these as big as we can. So on the mat here, I'm going to try to go together at center and then hop off the mat in front, together at center, hop off the mat behind, okay? If you need to, maybe you might have already done, if you follow our weekly programming, done some of these other hops earlier this week, but if it works better for you to not do that kind of split jack position, you could certainly do the low impact jacks that we did in the warm-up. That would be a good option. Or maybe like the Heisman hops where you tap across, pull the knee up, tap across, pull the knee up. Something that has your feet moving quickly, you're working on some agility and some coordination, some quick feet there will be great. But we're going to be doing the 5-point hops. Who's ready to join me? Yeah? Let's do this. So first Tabata coming up in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Fast feet for 20 seconds. Find that 5-point hop. Good. Might help to get the arms going. Feel a little spirit fingers and jazz hands as we do these. Yes, good work. Keep it going. For 3, 2, 1, and rest. 10 seconds of rest. That's our first round of 8, so 7 more to go. Set my mat back up in 2, 1, here we go. Apart together. Yes, remember we're making these as big as we can. Hopping forward and back, this is gonna get the heart rate up. We're nice and light on the balls of our feet. Testing our coordination and balance a little bit, moving backwards, moving forwards, and rest. Nice job. Woo! 2, 1, we're back on, let's go. Yes, awesome job. Good, 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 keep it up. Ooh, are our calves burning yet? Burning so good. 2, 1, and rest. 3 down. Already coming up to that halfway mark. In 2, 1, let's go. Apart together. Back and forth. Let's do it. Rocking this out. Yes, you got it. Great workout to end the week. Great Friday sweat. We're getting it going. Nice job, nice job. Rest. Woo! All right, we're halfway. 4 down, 4 to go. We got this. Ready? Let's go. Back on. Good work. Good. Keep those feet moving, whatever option you're doing. Remember to breathe. And rest. Oh, we're getting close now. My mat is getting all kinds of cattywampus. 2, 1. Here we go. Back on. Let's do it. Yes, yes, yes. Doing great. Come on. Yes, awesome job. Let's go. And rest. All right, we only have 2 left to do, I believe. 2 left, and 2, 1. Here we go. Back on. Yes, yes, yes. We're going. Nice job. Good, keep that moving back and forth. We got this, come on. 5 seconds. Here we go. And rest. All right, our last one, our last set of 5-point hops. Try to keep those feet moving fast as you can. In 2, 1, let's go. Yes, strong work, keep it up. Let's go, 10 seconds. Great job, come on. 3, 2, 1, that is it. We are on a minute of rest. Great job, everybody. Grab that sip of water. Whew. I'm gonna go over the next one is going to be our candlesticks. So moving into a core exercise. Down on the floor. So we'll be down on the mat. Ideally, legs are zipped together. You wanna go hands down by your sides. Maybe they're underneath your hips. Maybe they're right behind your head, kind of tucking chin to chest. Either way, candlesticks, imagine you're making an L. So you're gonna tuck knees to chest and then kick both feet up towards the ceiling. Try to get a little bit of a lift from the hips, back in, knees to chest, go straight out. Try to hover the legs at the bottom. So it looks like so. Okay, couple options. We can leave both legs up, work on a single leg drop, alternating back and forth. Remember, we're not so much concerned about quantity here as we are about quality. All right, so let's start with one of those options for this next Tabata. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Start with those single leg drops if you want to do that, or the full candlesticks. I'm going to stay right here for this first 20 seconds. Trying to work with my breath. Shoulders relaxed to the floor. Trying to keep that low back neutral. And rest. Enjoy that rest. Shake it out. Round 2. Let's go. Maybe bring the hands down by the hips. I'm going to see if I can get that double leg lift. So extend both legs straight out, tuck knees to chest, kick the feet up, get a little bit of lift in the hips, right back down. Good, breathe, and rest. Woo, those are gonna get spicy. Feeling that burn in the low abs. Round 3, here we go. Stick with either option, whichever's working better for you. Remember, we want to work with our breath. Make sure you can continue to breathe. We're not holding the breath here. Good, keep it going. And rest. Woo! All right, enjoy this rest. And come back to it, let's go. I'm gonna keep my head down on the floor this time. Keep that neck a little more relaxed. But still try to get that little bit of lift in the hips as I kick the feet up, overhead, straight back out. Woo! Yes, it's burning. And rest. Nice job, friends. You're rocking this. Keep it going. I'm going to come back to those single leg drops. In 2, 1, here we go. Both legs up towards the ceiling, drop one at a time, alternating back and forth. Trying to keep your legs as straight as you can here, though this will be a little bit easier with a bent knee. If you've got tight hamstrings or those abs are starting to fatigue, a little bit of a bent knee will serve you better. And rest. Whew. How we feeling? Feeling as spiced up as I am? All right, let's go. We're back on. 20 seconds to work. Yes, keep it up. Let's go. Back and forth. Up and down. Work with your breath for 3, 2, 1, and relax. Rest it out. Oh, we're getting close now. We're on the downhill side. Stick with the option that's working best for you. Maybe you're mixing it up a little bit like I am. We're back on. Let's go. Alternating side to side. If you're doing those single leg drops, drop the left, then the right. Yes, going back and forth. Working with your breath. Keep that low back right at neutral. And rest. All right, we're almost there. Last set, couple sets. And here we go. Back on, let's do it, come on. You got this, friends. Push through it, keep breathing. You're stronger than you think. Yes. And rest. Nice work. We are on a minute of rest now before our next Tabata, which is gonna be those mountain climbers. So I'm gonna use my yoga blocks here for my hands. Otherwise, you're in a plank position, whether your hands are elevated like so, or maybe elevated up onto a chair. Either way, we're in a plank position. We're gonna alternate here. So the first 20 seconds, we're gonna do narrow mountain climbers, driving knees to chest, quick, 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 right up the middle. And then rest our 10 seconds. The next 20 seconds, we're gonna do a traditional mountain climber where we're coming like into that runner's lunge. Try to go flat foot, foot on the outside of the hands, and then hop to switch. Hop to switch, hop to switch, or step back and forth as you need to. So we'll do that for 20 seconds. We'll continue alternating back and forth, so basically 4 rounds of each, but switching between the two. Sound good? Great, then our rest is up. Let's get to it in 2, 1, here we go. First 20 seconds, narrow mountain climbers, quick, quick, quick. Back and forth, drive the knee. Grounding down strong through the hands, keep your shoulders rolled back. The neck relaxed. Yes, keep it up, come on. You got it. And rest. All right, remember we're going to the traditional mountain climbers now. In 3, 2, 1, let's go. Flat foot, hop to switch. Back and forth. Still trying to move as quickly as you can, but more importantly, trying to get that full range of motion to the best of your ability. Landing flat-footed, hopping or stepping in between, grounding down strong through the hands, and rest. All right, 2 rounds down, 1 of each. We have 3 more of each. We're going back to the narrow mountain climbers. In 2, 1, let's go. Right up the middle, quick, quick, quick. Back and forth. Drive those knees. You got this. Woo! Yes, keep it up. Here we go for 3, 2, 1, and rest. Coming back to the traditional mountain climbers next. This will be our halfway point once we finish. In 2, 1, let's go. Flat foot, flat foot. Whether you're hopping or stepping or landing through the heel of that foot that's coming forward. Heel and the ball of your foot both on the floor. Yes, back and forth, come on. And rest. All right, that is our halfway. 4 rounds down, 4 to go, just 2 rounds of each. We can do this. In 2, 1, let's go, narrow. Quick, quick, quick. Knees to chest. Yes, drive it up, come on. You got it. Keep this going. Back and forth, drive those knees. Breathe. For 2, 1, relax. Coming back to those traditional mountain climbers, landing flat-footed. In 2, 1, you're on. Yes, good. Keep it going. Come on. You got it for 10 more seconds. Let's go. Keep it up. Flat foot. Flat foot. Yes. For 2, 1, and rest it out. Shake it out. All right, we have just 2 rounds left, 1 of each. We're starting back with the narrow mountain climbers. In 2, 1, let's go. Let's go. Quick, knees to chest, knees to chest. Come on. This is your last time here. Last time doing this exercise. You got this. Yes, let's go. Keep it up. Come on. Just 5 seconds more. Push it. For 2, 1, and rest. Woo! Take a big breath. We're not done yet. Our last 20 seconds. In 2, 1, let's go. Those traditional mountain climbers. Flat foot. Flat foot. Yes. Keep the belly button pulled up. Shoulders rolled back. Good. That core is engaged. We're trying to move from the hips. Back and forth. And rest. Congratulations. You did it. Awesome job. Grab that small sip of water. Focus back on your breath. Big inhales, slow exhales. We're 3 Tabatas down, 3 Tabatas to go. We're gonna make it through this thing. The next one, we're gonna be back on the floor for those single leg bridges. We're gonna add on an overhead reach when we're extended, when we're at the top of the bridge. So we're gonna try to, well, we are going to set up like any other bridge. Feet are hip distance, close enough to your booty you can brush the backs of your heels. We're gonna try to lift off one leg as you bridge the hips up. So your planted leg, you might want to bring a little closer to the center, to midline. As you bridge the hips up, we're gonna reach overhead, get lots of extension, tap the hips down, reach overhead. We're gonna try to stay on one side for a full 20 seconds and then switch to the other. We ready for this? In 2, 1, let's go. Hips up, reach overhead, lots of extension, back down. Up and reach, back down. Good, so you're squeezing the booty at the top of that leg that's grounding down. Trying to keep your ribs tucked down as you reach overhead, so we're getting some extension through that upper part of the back. And rest. Good. Let's switch that over to the other side. Here we go. Lift it off, reach overhead, and back down. Reach. Good. Squeeze that booty at the top. If the overhead reach is throwing you off, focus just on that bridge portion, on engaging through that glute. You're going to notice you're not going as high as we're working on one leg. Go ahead and rest. As you were in the warm-up, grounding off of both legs, which makes sense, right? But we want to try to kind of find that balance between left and right sides. So here we are, back to the first side. Ready, let's go. Lift off and squeeze. Tap it down. Up and squeeze, tap it down. Adding that overhead reach if you feel up for it. But again, if it's throwing you off, take it out. Good, up and reach. Nice work. And go ahead and rest. Coming back to that second side. We're gonna do this one exactly the same as the other side. Again, trying to find that balance between left and right. Ready, let's go. Lift off, squeeze. Good, with the overhead reach or without, your choice. Trying to find our balance, find our symmetry of strength between left and right sides. Looking for as much length through the front side of the hip as we can. And rest. I'm going to show you a different variation now that you might like. You can try to do it as a figure 4, so cross ankle over knee. And back to the first side. Let's go. Up and reach. Good. Nice. Little squeeze of that booty at the top. If you're doing this figure 4, you're just getting a stretch through that off leg a little bit differently, which might feel good. and rest. Or maybe that's throwing you off and you don't prefer that. If you did take that figure 4 on that first side, let's do it again on the second side just so we stay even here. And here we go. Bridge it up and reach. Good, so the leg that's crossed over the top, we're trying to drive that knee down towards the floor as you bridge the hips up. Squeeze the glute, knee down. Good, reaching overhead. I know that's a lot to think about. And go ahead and rest. Okay, we have one more on each side, so our last 2 sets here. Choose whichever variation you like, and let's go. And I hope that you know this, even though I didn't say it, but you could certainly be sticking with the traditional 2-footed bridge here if that works better for you. Nice of me to mention it on the last set, I know. All right, let's do last one here on this side. Bridge it up, squeeze, and rest. I'm gonna take it over to our second side. Last set here. Ready, let's do it. Bridge it up, squeeze. Reach if you're adding that in. Nice work. Let's go, last time. Last set here, we're gonna get a couple more reps. Up and squeeze. Squeeze and relax. Good. We're on 1 minute of rest. You might want to hug the knees into the chest and again, just kind of gently rock side to side like we did in the warm-up. Give that low back a little bit of a massage. For our next Tabata, Tabata number 5 is what we're up to already. We're going to flip over, stay down here on the mat. We're working on push-ups. This is going to be a toughie. The last 2 are going to be tough Tabatas to finish with, but I believe in you. I know we can do it. I'm going to be doing it along with you. So I want you to start on your knees if you need to. Remember, with our push-ups, we want our hands to be roughly underneath the shoulders, at least at shoulder height in terms of front to back, okay, behind you. And then your elbows are at about a 45-degree angle. So they're not hugged super close to your ribs, and they're certainly not out like a T. 45 degrees is gonna keep that shoulder joint nice and tight, nice and safe, excuse me. We're gonna try to keep the belly button nice and tight, scooped in, ribs down, and then really be active with the lower body. Squeeze the booty, squeeze the quads. First 20 seconds, let's do it. Set those hands up, lock the booty in. Here we go. I'm gonna do first set on my knees. I'm really squeezing my butt, keeping my feet on the ground. I'm pressing my toes down into the floor to try to take some of that engagement into the legs and relax. Go ahead and sit back on your heels. Shake it out for a second. Round 2 is coming back on. Here we go. Pop up to your toes if you're able to do that. Maybe you go down on your toes and up on your knees. Down on the toes, up on the knees. Good. Keep the neck relaxed so you're looking at the floor about 10 inches or so in front of your hands. Keeping the shoulders rolled back. Squeezing the booty and relax. 10 seconds of rest here. Coming into round 3. Maybe you feel ready to do the whole thing on your toes. Maybe you're not quite there yet. That's up to you. Round 3, let's do it. I'm gonna go on my toes here. So if we're going on the toes, chest still comes all the way to the floor. Pressing back through the heels, squeezing the quads. You'll notice my thighs don't touch the floor. I'm keeping them really engaged there. Pressing up and rest. Woo! 5 more rounds. You betcha, baby. All right, take the option that you need to. Knees, half and half, or stay up on those toes if you can. Let's go. We're back on. Yes, good work. Try to keep that full range of motion, your chest touching all the way to the floor on each rep. Whew. And rest. That's our halfway through this one. 4 down, 4 to go. Make the adjustments that you need to. Drop to your knees if you need to. Let's do it. Stick it out. Come on. We're back on. Yes, you're doing great. Keep that full range of motion as much as you're able. Again, maybe you're working with your hands on a chair or on a couch, something elevated. Good. Go ahead and rest. Or even up against a wall to take away some of that distance. So up against the wall, Like so. We're back on. Let's do it. Good. Hands still at about shoulder height. Still pressing the whole palm into the floor. Arms still coming back at a 45-degree angle, the elbows. Almost there. Come on, you got it. Shake it out. And rest. We're going to make it through this. We have 2 more sets of push-ups. I know you can do it. I know you're starting to give out. Shake out those arms. Use your knees. Make the adjustments. Let's go. Make it happen. Come on. Squeeze the booty. Squeeze the quads. Let's go. Press down strong through the hands. Keep the head and neck relaxed. Yes, we got this. Come on. And rest. Last one. We have 1 final set of these. Can you hang with me? Stick with me, please. Yes, let's do it. In 2, 1. Here we go. Make this work. We're going to do this. Come on. We're almost there. Keep that full range. Fingers are spread wide. Using those knees as needed. And rest. Holy cannoli. Arms are dead, huh? Well, fortunately, our last Tabata, no arms involved. We're going to hit those legs. We have some lunges. We're going to do a front to back combo on the lunges. So we're going to try to stay on one leg as we do these. Front to back. Remember, anytime we're doing lunges, we want to keep hip distance between our feet so we've got a sturdy base. As we step into the lunge, front knee stays right over the ankle. So we're looking for 90 degrees in the front leg, 90 degrees in the back leg. Ideally, that back leg is kissing down to the floor, right? And then driving up strong, front to back. As you need to, step together at center to kind of refine your balance. Maybe use a wall for some extra balance. If you're able, you're going to try to skip that step to center. Just pendulum that leg all the way through, front to back. Sound good? Okay, we're doing it. First side in 2, 1. Let's go. Front to back. Use that step together at center as you need. Good. Keeping it nice and steady. Good. Dig the heel down and knee stays right over the ankle. And rest. Good. Shake it out. We're going to move on to that second side. Second side moving. In 2, 1. Here we go. Front to back. Try to kiss that back knee down towards the floor if you're able. Remember, stepping together at center to kind of recollect yourself. Find your balance, or skipping that step if you're able, and rest. Shake it out. First round down on each side. Remember, this is our last Tabata. We have 3 more rounds on each leg. Back to that first side in 2, 1. Here we go. Step and back. Front to back. Using a wall or a chair for balance as needed. Yes. Forward and back. Rest it out. Shake it out. Moving into that second side. In 2, 1. Here we go. Front to back. Yes. Good. You got this. Nice job. Keep this pace nice and steady. Working on that balance. Fight through it. It kind of helps to pick a steady spot to gaze at. Maybe that's a seam in your flooring. Go ahead and rest. Something on the wall in front of you. Something to kind of focus your vision, focus your attention. Back to that first side. Let's go. Step forward and back. We're halfway done already. This marks round 5. I want you to see if you can push the pace a little bit, if your balance is there. See if you can add a little more speed. Get in a couple more reps. And rest. Good. Shake that out. Coming back to our second side. In 2, 1. Here we go. Front to back. Yes. Awesome job. Keep it up. Let's go. Remember, if the balance is there, see if you can put some hustle into this. A little more speed. A couple more reps. And rest. Okay, this is it. Last set on each side. Everything you got left, I want you to push for it here. In 2, 1, let's go. This is it for our workout today. Last time on this side. We have 20 seconds here, 20 seconds on the other leg, and then we're done. Let's go. Push it. Come on. Yes, we only have 5 more seconds on this side. Let's go. And rest. Shake it out. The burn is real. It's there. One more. 20 seconds. That's it. In 2, 1. Let's go. You can do anything for 20 seconds, right? I know we got some strong, tough ladies on here. You've been through a lot. You faced a lot of challenges. What's 20 seconds of lunges? 5 seconds of lunges. That's all we got. Let's go. Tap into it and rest it out. Great job, everybody. Awesome, awesome job. Jazz hands, spirit fingers, and all the high fives after that one. Awesome job. Let's just shake it out a little bit. We are going to go through a little bit of a cool down here. Just want you to shake out those quads a bit. Maybe pound on them. Maybe fix your pony as I am. Focusing on your breath, taking big inhales, slow exhales, helping to bring that heart rate down. Hopefully we're starting to get back to a more normalized heart rate. And we are going to make our way down to the mat. So I want you to start in a kneeling position, just sitting back on the heels, tops of the feet are to the floor. And I want you to just sit here for a second and breathe. Focus on that breath. Nice big inhale. Slow exhale. Big inhale. Slow exhale. One more time, nice big inhale. And slow exhale. Good, let's take the hips off. So I want you to come into a tall kneeling position. Really squeeze your quads and try to shift your hips forward a little bit. See if we get a little stretch in the quads. If you're not getting much there, then bring one foot up so you're in kind of a half kneeling. That back leg, we are gonna squeeze the glutes as hard as you can. Press those hips forward so that we're kind of undoing all that tightness we just loaded up from the lunges. Opening up the front side of the hip. Hip flexors did lots of work for us today with those candlesticks, the mountain climbers. So we wanna give them an opportunity to relax, to lengthen back out. So I'm pressing the top of my foot down into the floor, squeezing this back glute, kind of squeezing the hamstrings, everything kind of on this back side, which is allowing the front side to loosen up, open up, allowing it to relax a little bit. Good, connecting back to the breath, big inhales and slow exhales. If you want to find a little more length, that leg that's back behind you, you can take the arm on that same side and reach it up and over, kind of across the body. So now we're taking that length, that stretch, all the way up into the side body, kind of getting up into the psoas, which connects up into the kind of abdominal core region, and opening up more of those hip flexors. Good. Hopefully you kind of feel things starting to relax a little bit there. Let's kind of unwind that gently and then take it over to the other side. So start back at tall, squeeze the booty, both feet pressing down into the floor, pressing the hips forward, rolling the shoulders back. See if we get like just a little bit of stuff loosened up there. Maybe noticing now how this feels differently now that we stretched out the one side than it did before. And now let's step that opposite foot forward. Find that tall split lunge, half lunge. Remember, top of the foot pressing down to the floor. Squeezing the glute as hard as you can. Shifting the weight a little bit forward so you get that nice gentle stretch. And then hold and breathe there. Great job. Yes, enjoying this little bit of relaxation after all that work that we did. Squeeze that booty hard. Again, if you want to find that extra length, take that arm up and over. So the same arm, the leg that's back, the arm on that same side is the one that's reaching up and over. We're still squeezing the glute. Reach back there, touch it, make sure that it's squeezing, it's engaged. Pressing the hip forward. Yes, good. Breathe. Awesome job. Okay, let's unwind from that gently. Bring the leg back. We're going to come back to sit on the heels. Maybe take your knees a little bit wider, and we're going to come into a child's pose. So just bringing that chest all the way down to the floor, walking those fingers long. After those push-ups, the arms feel like they need a little bit of a break. So if you're able, bringing your head, your forehead all the way to the mat. If it doesn't quite get there, then instead of having your arms long out in front of you, you can kind of stack your wrists, or stack your fists, and bring your forehead to rest on your fists. That might feel good. Or if you do have those yoga blocks handy, grab a yoga block, and maybe that makes that a little more restful for you. But ideally, your forehead is coming to relax on something. If we kind of create a little pressure point right there at the middle of your forehead, that helps to relax the nervous system a little bit. Kind of start to down regulate your nervous system so we're not so amped up. Good, so if your arms are extended long, let's kind of walk them over to one side, get a nice stretch all the way down that side body, maybe all the way even into the hip. Just kind of a little different than what we were doing in that lunge position. Focusing on that breath. And then of course taking it over to the other side so that we stay nice and even here. Ooh, and maybe that feels even a little better on the second side, or maybe not quite as good. You want to go back to the first side, that's all right too. This is going to be the last place that we finish out our stretching and kind of our breathing, so hang here as long as you would like to. I'm going to call that good for us today. Thank you again so much for joining me, whether you're here in the live session or you're watching this later off of the recording. Know that I appreciate you. I appreciate your effort. Thank you for showing up, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye, friends.